Improving Yourself according to Alan Watts. Alan Watts, the British philosopher known for his incredible insights into Eastern philosophy, believed that improving oneself is not about trying to constantly fix or improve everything. Instead, it is about understanding, observing, and accepting the present moment. To Watts, self-improvement was not as simple as setting goals or changing behavior. It was a deeper exploration of who we are, what we want, and how we perceive ourselves and the world around us. In this article, we will explore his philosophy on self-improvement, how it goes beyond the usual success tips, and focuses on awareness and self-acceptance. Alan Watts believed that traditional self-improvement methods could often make us feel trapped. When people aim to be better or be successful, they set expectations that often end in frustration. To Watts, this approach could even create suffering, as it fuels a constant chase for validation or success, without appreciating who we are in the current moment. It also distracts us from seeing the beauty and wonder of simply being alive. Watts encourages us to think about this. Are we trying to improve ourselves to satisfy our own inner desires, or are we doing it to meet the expectations of others or society? According to Watts, to truly improve, one should become aware of the present moment rather than rushing towards some future goal or ideal self. Being aware means living in the here and now, focusing on the current moment rather than worrying about the past or the future. He suggested that when we practice this mindfulness, we begin to understand our true desires, what truly matters to us, and the things that make us feel alive. Watts said that trying to improve without this awareness is like traveling without knowing your destination. You end up wandering without ever really understanding what you are looking for. One of Alan Watts' biggest ideas was that we should embrace our inner observer. This means that instead of judging or analyzing everything we do, we should simply observe it. Watts taught that instead of constantly analyzing and judging our actions and thoughts, we should watch them as if we are observing someone else. Imagine you are sitting back and just watching your thoughts and emotions come and go, without trying to control or change them. This practice helps us realize that we are not defined by any one thought or feeling, and that all these things are just part of the flow of life. Alan Watts also had a unique perspective on mistakes and failures. He believed that making mistakes is not something that should cause guilt or shame, but instead is something to be embraced as part of the human experience. In fact, he believed that perfection was an illusion. Mistakes teach us valuable lessons and bring us closer to self-understanding. According to Watts, every mistake we make is an opportunity to learn, not a reason to punish ourselves. Mistakes are simply part of life's dance. They are experiences that add to our understanding of who we are. This perspective allows us to stop seeing mistakes as barriers to improvement and start seeing them as steps on our journey. Watts also taught that true improvement happens naturally when we are aligned with our true self. He suggested that people often follow the goals or expectations set by society, parents, or friends rather than what they genuinely desire. This is why people can feel stuck, even after achieving success by society's standards. According to Watts, true fulfillment and improvement come when we listen to our inner desires and passions rather than conforming to external standards. To improve in a meaningful way, we need to first find out what our authentic self wants and values, not just follow trends or expectations. One of the most important concepts in Alan Watts' philosophy is the idea of surrendering to life. This does not mean giving up on dreams or ambitions. It means letting go of our rigid need to control everything. Watts believed that trying to control every aspect of our life often leads to stress, anxiety, and frustration. Instead, he suggested that we trust the flow of life, embracing each moment, and understanding that not everything is within our control. This does not mean that we should stop working hard or pursuing goals. It means letting go of the constant worry about things we cannot change, and allowing life to unfold as it will. Surrendering, in this sense, allows us to respond to life rather than react out of fear or anxiety. Alan Watts also believed that our tendency to compare ourselves to others is one of the greatest obstacles to self-improvement. In our society, it is common to measure success by looking at what others have achieved, but Watts argued that this leads to insecurity and dissatisfaction. When we constantly compare ourselves, we forget that each person has a unique journey and set of experiences. Watts taught that the true path to improvement is focusing on our own journey rather than constantly trying to measure up to others. When we stop comparing ourselves, we can begin to appreciate our own progress, however small it may seem. One of the unique things about Alan Watts' philosophy is that he encouraged people to let go of rigid expectations. He often spoke about the concept of spontaneity, which is the ability to live freely and respond to life without overthinking. Spontaneity does not mean acting without purpose. It means being open to life and allowing ourselves to experience it fully. Watts believed that when we live spontaneously, we can experience joy, curiosity, and adventure in everyday life. This is also a way of letting go of self-criticism, because we begin to see that every experience, even those that seem insignificant, has value. Another key element in Alan Watts' teachings on self-improvement is the understanding that we are all part of something bigger. Watts taught that we should not see ourselves as isolated individuals, but as part of a larger universe. This perspective helps us feel connected and reduces feelings of loneliness or isolation. It also changes how we approach improvement. Rather than seeing it as an individual effort, we can see it as a way to contribute to the world. By improving ourselves, we are enriching not only our lives, but the lives of those around us. In Alan Watts' view, one of the most liberating realizations we can have is that life is not a race. He saw life as an experience to be lived, not a series of goals to be checked off. Many people go through life as if they are running on a treadmill, always pushing for the next achievement, the next milestone. Watts encouraged people to step off this treadmill and simply live. He believed that real self-improvement happens when we stop trying to win at life and start experiencing it. In other words, life is not a series of levels to pass, but a journey to enjoy. Finally, Alan Watts believed that laughter and joy are essential for self-improvement. He felt that people often take themselves too seriously and lose sight of the joy in life. Humor, to Watts, is a way to keep perspective and stay grounded. He suggested that by embracing joy and laughter, we can let go of the need to be perfect or to always have it together. Watts encouraged people to see life as a playful experience rather than a serious mission. In doing so, we learn to love ourselves and appreciate our journey, with all its ups and downs. In conclusion, Alan Watts' teachings on self-improvement are about moving away from rigid goals and expectations, and towards acceptance, awareness, and spontaneity. Watts encouraged us to see life as a journey and to embrace every moment, including mistakes and uncertainties. He believed that when we stop trying to control life, we begin to truly experience it. Self-improvement, according to Watts, is not about becoming someone different. It is about discovering who we truly are, letting go of comparisons, and living in harmony with our authentic self. Thank you for joining this journey into Alan Watts' philosophy. If you enjoyed this, do not forget to like and subscribe for more explorations into life and philosophy.